عليكم السلام حبيبي. اموركم اخباركم طيب. اهلا بيانا وسهلا ما شاء الله عليك. Yeah. Did you call him? Sheikh, did you call me last time he was here? See, Sheikh, I'm gonna throw you under the bus if you want to. Can't wait, Sheikh. Look at you.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, second half of our monthly class from HadithDisciple. Inshallah ta'ala akhir. You start off. Thank you for volunteering. Bismillah. Make it bigger. Right here. Bismillah ar-Rahman, first and foremost. Bab fi husn al-khuluq. Fadal. Oh, you can start, no problem. Make it easy. Fadal. قتيبة.
حدثنا يعقوب يعني الإسكندراني عن عمرو عن المطلب عن عائشة قالت سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إن المؤمن ليدرك بحسن خلقه درجة الصائم القائم.
Jazakallah khairan. So, chapter here, Imam Abu Dawud says, Babun fi husnil khuluq, regarding good character. Now you may ask, I thought the whole chapter was about good character, right? Kitabul Adab. So two different words being used. Adab and khuluq. Adab and khuluq. Are they the same? Are they synonymous? Are they different? In English, whether you say character, etiquette, manner, manners, behavior, behaviors. So, just think about it now. Akil, I invite you to come eat over my house, right? For dinner, your favorite meal. So you just bust into the door, you don't knock for permission, just come in, right? You just go right to the kitchen, move out the way. Use your left hand, grab a heap for the food, and then just walk out, storm out. You know, this is an example. Don't worry. The father will actually get the real life doing like this, but it's just hypothetical, don't worry. So, what's the first thing I'm going to say to you? I say, don't you have any what? What's the first word? What's the first word? Manners. And you're not going to say what word? Etiquette. I'm going to say, don't you have any manners? That's the first word you're going to think about, manners. Not etiquette. Or don't you have any behavior? What type of behavior is this? Conduct. But the first one I'm going to use is what? Manners. So in English, our language and culture, we have differences as well. The etiquette of dining etiquette. Correct? Then manners. And then overall general behavior. Character. Conduct. So there are different what? Different ins and outs in English as well. Everybody understand this? We can agree on this or not? Alright? We talk about psychology, human behavior, the study of human behavior, right? Not etiquette. The study of human etiquette. The study of, they use the word what? So as well, one can say Adab is a thing, and khuluq is another. And one can say, depending on the situation, one could be interchangeably used for the other. But there can be times in which they are distinct. Everybody understand this? So the concept of adab, one could say, is the general, overall, largest umbrella of everything. Adab. Muslim movement. How you move. And also how you sit still. And husnul khuluq, good character, good behavior could be applied to certain things that are specific. Certain things that are specific. Alright, so there are different words that can be synonymous, interchangeably used, and there are times which those words have different usages. Adab is a thing, khuluq is another. One can argue and say that adab is good or is etiquette, whether it is specifically Islamic or not. The etiquette of the class. You shouldn't sit like this. Is there a hadith that says that? Not necessarily. But culture, class, etc., versus it is a virtue according to Quran and Sunnah, and you sitting like this. It's disliked according to Quran and Sunnah for you to sit like this. It's haram in Kitab and Sunnah for you to. Everyone understand this? So is poor etiquette for you to do this and to do that, but it doesn't mean it's a sin. Husnul khuluq, su'ul khuluq, good character, bad character, specifically for sure pertains to reward and punishment. You understand this? Alright, put this one down. Alright, so that's just first and foremost. So this chapter is about fi husnul khuluq, i.e. babun fi al-hathi ala husnul khuluq. Babun fi fadilati husnul khuluq. The virtue of good character. And the encouragement of having and practicing good character. The awesomeness of good character. So that's what's meant by that chapter heading. Alright. First hadith here. Imam Abu Dawud rahimahullah ta'ala says, حدثنا قتيبة بن سعيد قال حدثنا يعقوب يعني الإسكندراني عن عمرو عن المطلب عن عائشة أنها قالت سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إن المؤمن ليدرك بحسن خلقه درجة الصائم القائم. It was narrated that Aisha said, heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, the believer may attain by means of good character the status of the one who fasts and prays at night. Self-explanatory. Because of your good character, Allah could reward you, Allah will reward you. You have the chance of getting the reward of those who prevent themselves from sleeping at night because of prayer, and those who prevent themselves from food and drink during the daytime because of fasting. Two of the greatest acts of worship in Islam. And Allah can give you them just by you behaving properly. Nothing is like husnul khuluq, the virtue of husnul khuluq. I would understand this. Now, we've mentioned this before. Some scholars mention a hadith that states, or they talk about the issue of, if a woman marries a man, and the man dies, she then remarries. And she dies married to that man. Who will she be with in Jannah? Some say that the hadith state, there's a narration that states, good character steals the show in both worlds. So some scholars say that she will be with the husband that treated her the best. The husband that was the best, most well-behaved, he's going to be with her forever in Jannah. Think about that. It's deep. Alright? That's not to discuss this issue right now, but I'm showing you an example of the virtue of good character and how it can launch you to heights that you normally couldn't or wouldn't get to. Clear? All right. So this hadith is hadith azim jiddan. It's a grand and exquisite hadith. The virtue of having good character. And if this is the virtue and the status of good character, then why in the heck am I not teaching it and promoting it among my followers? Something is seriously ill and wrong with what? With me, the teacher. Okay, this is a bad apple out of the bunch. This is a knucklehead, right? You know, I'm not responsible. We don't teach it here in my mosque. No problem. But now 2 of the people that study with me are acting in the same manner. And then there's a third brother. I study with Muhammad and Munir, our HadithDisciple. And then there's a whole group of them. Here, wherever they go, they all have the same behavior. And I can't duck and dodge that anymore. I can't say these are some rogue students. We don't teach that. We promote this. It's clear that what? I'm either teaching them something incorrectly or I'm not emphasizing husnul khuluq. You represent me. But before all of that, you represent yourself. And you have to be a Muslim for Allah. But don't forget, you're my student. You can't go in that masjid acting like a fool. Behaving like that, talking like that, causing fitna, making me blah. That's unacceptable. And if you refuse to stop, you are no longer welcome in my classes. You're not my student anymore. So if husnul khuluq is of such high status, no doubt it's supposed to be on the forefront of any dawah organization. Any dawah organization. Now let's talk about the history of this country, right? And the history of Islam in this country. And the different ups and downs of Islam in this country. And obviously Islam is always up. But you get what I'm trying to say. The different dawah movements, people come into Islam. So the nation of Islam, the fruit of Islam, give or take, one of the things that they placed the most emphasis on was what? Before character was something else. Before integrity, discipline was something before that too. Thank you, appearance. You gotta be clean, shaven, suit, tie, bow tie, shoes gotta be shined. Everything has to be in order. The people want to look at you, how you're dressed, want to know everything, order, appearance. And then a part of that appearance is your discipline. You cannot be on heroin. You cannot be doing this, sleeping with this one, this, that. You have to stay away from all of that stuff. Because you're going to make a bad image and a bad representation for us. These people, white people, whatever, the Christians, whatever, devils, whatever they are. And they say, okay, no problem, whatever. They may not agree with us. They may think our belief is ludicrous. But there's nothing that they're going to be able to say about our appearance, our discipline, our character, and our work ethic. And if you look historically, you study the roots of the nation of Islam, that is exactly what happened. They never criticized them for looking clean and shiny and being on point, not smoking, not drinking. They can never criticize that. They can only criticize this and criticize that. So the concept of this is supposed to be on the forefront of your dawah. It's how you conduct yourself and how you hold yourself. Integrity. Your conduct. So if that's the nation of Islam, the fruit of Islam, and that's obviously clearly Islamic, that's for sure one of the many things, the truth is to be said, that's one of the many things that they got right. And they understood properly. Right? How is it now we have Bukhari, Abu Dawud, this, scholars in knowledge, the pious predecessors, and our character, our behavior is still messed up. And we aren't placing emphasis on the necessity of good conduct, good character. Something is wrong now. Something is grossly, gravely wrong if that's not on the forefront of the teacher's teachings. You understand this? So the Quran and the Sunnah, those are the two scales with which we weigh and we sift everything. The scale isn't off, the scale isn't wrong, the scale was perfectly fine. But we need to weigh the product. We gotta make sure that the weight is proper. Something is off, look at the scale. You gotta go back, weigh it again, measure it again. It ain't right. No, it isn't. La. So, Quran and Sunnah, behaviors like this and that, we gotta go back to those sources and weigh it again. Something's off with the calculation, with the measurement. Something isn't adding up. That's the moral story. If something is so beautiful and so virtuous, but it's just a footnote and a sideshow of my teachings and my movement. Everybody understand the point I'm trying to get to? Khayr, inshallah. Alright, so we'll go on to the next hadith. Author, may Allah have mercy upon him, states, Fadl Asad, حدثنا أبو الوليد. بسم الله. حدثنا
أبو الوليد
لسي
بن وحفص بن
عمر
قال حدثنا شعبة وحدثنا ابن كثير أخبرنا شعبة عن القاسم ابن أبي
بزة
عن عطاء الكيخاراني عن أم الدرداء عن أبي الدرداء
رضي الله
عنه
عن النبي
صلى الله عليه وسلم قال ما من شيء أثقل في الميزان من حسن خلق.
جزاك الله خيرا. أحسنت. Good job. Next narration, Imam Abu Dawud says, حدثنا أبو الوليد الطيالسي وحفص بن عمر قال حدثنا شعبة وحدثنا ابن كثير قال أخبرنا شعبة عن القاسم بن أبي بزة عن عطاء الكيخاراني عن أم الدرداء عن أبي الدرداء رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه قال ما من شيء أثقل في الميزان من حسن الخلق. طيب. Next hadith states, it was narrated al-Darda from Abu Darda, well-known companion, may Allah be pleased with him, that the Prophet ﷺ said, there's nothing that weighs more heavily in the balance than good character. In the discussion. Man in shay'in أثقل في الميزان. Nothing is heavier in your scale of good deeds than good character. Nothing trumps good character. Period. In the discussion. Nothing is better than proper behavior. Nothing. Once again, showing you that good character is supposed to be from the cornerstones of your deen, of your faith, of your practice. And if you have public, open, bad character, no doubt something is wrong with your faith. I have a mistake, a sin, an issue, a problem. You get angry, road rage, you beat the horn, such and such, every now and then. Versus 24/7, I'm just hollering, screaming, angry at people. Grouchy, irritable, cursing, growling, all day, every day. Something is wrong, right? So there's nothing like good character, nothing in the discussion. Some of the problems the Muslims have, unfortunately, we want to abuse good character. We abuse good character, right? Such as parents. Parents only promote good character when it pertains to their children, obeying them and listening to them. Okay, you have to listen to your father. You're not supposed to talk back to your mother. Okay, Umi, but you talk back to Abby. Clearly. I see you going back and forth with Abby all the time. He tells you, but however, da. Now you turn around and tell me, shh, don't talk back to your mother. Okay? Husnul khuluq, right? What is husnul khuluq with? Daddy. So people, they weaponize good character when they want to. The leader, right? He tells you have to obey the general. Listen to me, right? Okay? But what is the right of the soldiers with the general? You're supposed to be brave. You're supposed to be in the front row. You're supposed to lead us in battle. You're supposed to take care of us, right? We talk about slavery in this country. The master holds, church services for his slaves to save their souls. And he reads and he focuses on obeying your master. This is the scripture. This is the word of God. This is the Bible. You have to listen to your master. You can't run away. You can't disobey me. You can't steal. You're supposed to be a good slave. No problem. But what does the good book say about the treatment of the slaves? What is the duty of the master towards the slaves? Is he supposed to violate them, protect them? Was Christ a cruel, vile man? Was Christ gentle, soft-hearted? Or was Christ bloodthirsty, malicious? Whip somebody, rip open their back for the smallest offense. Was that Christ? So there's so many examples of how we as humans, we abuse husnul khuluq when it's convenient for us. When it's convenient. And when it's in my favor, you gotta have good character. But when it's in your favor, no, it ain't like that. And once again, that's a mistake. And that can be felt in many different dawah movements and programs. The rights of the leaders are the only thing that are discussed. The rights of the imam is the only thing that's discussed. The rights of the woman is the only thing that's being discussed. Many women, they'll flock to Islam because Islam gives them rights. Islam gives them honor. But this verse says a woman has to obey her husband, a woman has to this, a man this, a woman is to receive less than inheritance. Why does the Quran only talk about a woman's infidelity? Right or wrong? Quran, Surah 24, doesn't talk about a male cheating on a woman, does it? But it talks about those who accuse their wives. And if the husband's lying, he swears, she swears, they invoke Allah's anger and curse, and then she has to leave. But the husband can, right? So they only accept what they want to accept. They only take what they want to take. So when it comes to the Quranic teachings, Muslimah. When it comes to the rights of men, the authority, the status of men, total modern, liberal, progressive feminist. It's hypocritical. And we're all guilty of it on some level, what? Or another. In that, except for those whom Allah purifies. Except for those whom Allah Himself chooses to clean and wash away the filth of the human being. And that's why He makes us from them. So good character is supposed to be around the board. You're supposed to have good character with your son. Just as you expect your son to have good character with you. Right? Don't forget that. That's it, huh? Tell you, you use this hadith against your old man in the house. Right? You can't do this. You can say, Abby, ma min shay'in athqalu fil mizan min husnul khuluq. Alright? Forgiveness. Alright? So the greatest of character, you gotta forgive me, Abby. You can't punish me. Alright? Not Sheikh Mufti, but Abu Dawud gave us the hadith. Alright? You got that? Inshallah. Like, let's forget now. Moving forward. Next hadith says, حدثنا محمد بن عثمان الدمشقي أبو الجماهري قال حدثنا أبو كعب أيوب بن محمد السعدي قال حدثني سليمان بن حبيب المحاربي عن أبي أمامة قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أنا زعيم ببيت في ربض الجنة لمن ترك المراء وإن كان محقا وببيت في وسط الجنة لمن ترك الكذب وإن كان مازحا وببيت في أعلى الجنة لمن حسن خلقه. Next hadith is reported by Abu Umama, who said, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, I am the claimant of a house on the outskirts of paradise for the one who refrains from opinion-based arguing, even if he is in the right. And I will claim, I will guarantee, I will assure, Zain, I will promise a house in the middle of paradise for the one who refrains from lying, even when he is joking. I, the Prophet, guarantee, I'm speaking on behalf of Allah. I'm the claimant. I'm here to claim, to cash in, redeem this coupon, right? You say, it's the voucher, right? I'm the claimant. I have the voucher. You scan the QR code, they give you what they owe you, right? I'm the Zain. I'm going to assure, I'm going to guarantee a house in the highest part of paradise for one who makes his character good. End of discussion. It's clear as day. The highest part in Jannah, based off of this hadith, liman hasana khulaqahu. For the one who wakes up and he says, today I'm not going to curse nobody out, inshallah. I'm not going to hit nobody. I'm not going to curse at no one. I'm not going to have an attitude problem. I'm not going to start an argument. I'm not going to fight and fuss. Today I'm going to hold back my arrogance. I'm going to work on myself today. Not you. I'm going to work on myself. From Fajr to Isha. I'm going to try to perfect my behavior. How better would the world be if everybody made their own personal agenda? Most of us, when we wake up in the morning, the first thing we think about is you and him and her. Husband, the first thing is on his mind, my wife, her, this, that, she's this, she's that. First thing. Wife is husband. This, you didn't do this, you didn't say this, and that's it. That's the Lord. Instead of everybody saying, let me work on me. Let me look myself in the mirror and discover my own ugliness. And come to face with that ugliness and have the courage to fight it. Liman hasana khulqahu. This house, this palace in paradise is for the one who achieves that by Allah's permission. Alright? And obviously the first 2 points in the hadith, it goes to show us that argumentation is bad. Being an argumentative person, just always arguing. And it's even worse when you're arguing based off of your desires and what you think and what you feel and no facts. You shouldn't be argumentative like that unnecessarily, period. A debate is one thing. If you had to get into an argument, I didn't intend to be in Shams, so be it. We had to get into an argument, but that's it. For us. But we're always arguing, fighting all the time. Let alone, this is how I feel, this is what I think. That's a problem. No knowledge, no facts. That's a big problem. And the one who's lying, who's joking, and is lying as he jokes. This part of the hadith proves the impermissibility of being a comedian in Islam. You can't be a comedian. Unless, for argument's sake, that all of your jokes were factual and real. And even then, it's still problematic. Systematically, professionally, getting people to laugh. But I'm making people laugh, and I'm lying. I'm making up stuff, or making a joke or a prank. You're not supposed to do that. Okay? So the first point is, I know that I'm right, Shams, in this argument, this debate that me and you are having. But because you're my brother, because you're older than me, because, I'm going to leave off the argument, even though I'm what? That's a high status. And that proves humility. And that proves that, inshallah, I'm trying to have control over my ego. I'm right, but I'm still saying, it's all right, you got it. Commanders and Eagles, it's all good. It's all good. I know who's going to win today, but you got that. So the moral of the story is that if a person is right and they stop arguing, then what do you think is the responsibility of the person who's dead wrong? You're wrong. And you're still arguing. You're still fighting and you're dead wrong. You being stubborn and obstinate, that's also something wrong on the inside. And many of us are like this. And of course, this is one of the strongest tools that the shaitan has in his toolbox for a husband and wife, couples. Fighting and arguing. Fighting and arguing. And as I said before, if I give any advice to a young man that's going to get married, about to get married, never ever argue with a woman. Period. There's no way you're going to win. Allahu Akbar. Apple don't fall far from the tree. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. They say that, it don't fall what? Chip off the whole block. Allahu Akbar. You put your blast, chick. That's from your statements? That's one of your hadiths, Buhaira. Brother Buhaira. He who argues with a woman is like he who argues with the wall. Where he get that from, Buhaira? You on live stream? Your wife may be hearing this? Allahu Akbar. I didn't even say that much. I'll tell you, at the end of the day, you argue with somebody, if you try to use facts, proofs, and evidences, then it's emotions. If you have an emotional argument, this is not, that's not true. Facts. You're invested in the argument. It's no longer about who's right, who's wrong, getting to the solution. It's about me proving that I'm better than you, smarter than you, stronger than you. I can argue better than you. I can talk faster than you. And so that's a disease in marriages. So the first step is to avoid arguments as much as you can. Second of all, if and when there is a dispute or disagreement, talk about it. The moment the feelings start churning up, you start getting hyper, your hands start moving, walk away. Because it's never ever going to end in good. And even if you're right, you prove your point, they're going to have something in their heart against you. And same applies to your friends. There's no reason why two friends should have an argument. We can have a disagreement, a friendly scuffle, but we going at each other, raising our voices. One of us is going to walk away sore. That's a fact. We said we squashed it, but you're going to feel some type of way. You're going to feel some type of way. So it doesn't bring good. Let alone if you're what? If you're wrong. So the one who's right, for him to stop arguing, that is a virtue in it, right? And whenever we make a joke, the joke has to be a truthful joke. It's haram to make a joke that's a lie. White lie. It can't be white lie, black lie, yellow lie. You gotta be truthful. And we all know the importance of being truthful, right? Keeping your word, keeping your promise. Allah Musta'an, may Allah help us all. Hey, inshallah. Those are the 3 hadiths in that chapter. We're going to stop here from the Kitab al-Adab, Sunnah Dawud. Inshallah, we'll go to the Q&A session now. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala surely knows best. And we ask Him for guidance. We ask Him to hear the word and to follow the best of that which we have heard. And of course, we cannot forget our brothers and sisters in Gaza, and our brothers and sisters in the West Bank, our Muslim brothers and sisters in Darfur and Sudan, and all around the world that are dying and suffering, being persecuted, losing their lives, injured, wounded, in jail, incarcerated, etc. We make dua for all of our brothers and sisters. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to give any Muslim and all of the Muslims who are fighting in this cause strength, patience, and victory. Allahumma ameen. Wallahu a'lam.